Okay, I did it. Step one, done. Okay, 701. I know we had actually about 42 people express interest. Some of those people then also just wanted to, couldn't come and wanted just the recording sent to them. So, um, oh, I'm gonna admit some more people. Tina and Michelle. Okay. Okay. Okay, so you have about 10 people. It's 7:01. I don't want to keep everybody, like I said, I know it's busy, time of night. So I appreciate everybody jumping on and for your interest in being a hustle host. I know I can see that, we have a few people that I know of that have done a hustle, have been a host before. David, right? You're a longtime host, and then Tina, Betsy's on the call. So we have a bunch of people, and I'm sorry if there are others. I myself am new to Hope for HIE. I have been here about a month, so this will be my first hustle along with some of you all, but we have a lot of support. There's a lot that's been done, there's a lot of training, and so we are definitely not alone in this. We have a ton of resources, so don't be intimidated. I'm not going to be intimidated that this is my first time through this. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay. Okay. Um, so these are our objectives tonight. We're going to talk about our mission, the Hustle for Hope timeline, our training via Canvas, and our deadline and next steps. Here is, you know what? I just want to stop really quick because now I'm realizing this is on my whole screen and I cannot see like when people need to be admitted. Um, so I'm not sure how to do that. Oh, chat. Feel free to add me as a co-host. Yay, Betsy. How do I do that? The three little dots, make co-host. Okay. Confirm. Thanks, Betsy. Okay. Now I'm gonna go back. Okay. Oh no. I had it all set up, guys, and now it's um
Just hit present. It should work. So
like
next to
where?
share, it's just on the
Oh,
just to the left of share, up at the top of, yep,
yep.
there you go.
Okay.
Oh, present. Nope.
Present.
There you go. You got it.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, we got that. Okay, so this is who is going to be helping with this event. Me, Mary Boyle, the program manager. I'm going to be your go-to person for really the front line, anything you need. Jacqueline is going to be assisting with all of the kind of materials, the logistics, all of our website and things like that. We're going to be able to give you all site-specific promotional materials, and Jacqueline is going to create those all for us. So she's really our communications guru. And of course, you can reach out to her, but if you want to start with me, I can kind of, help everybody figure out where they need to go. And then Betsy Pilon is our executive director. She's kind of oversees everything, and she's been working on sponsorships and other funding. And she's also a long time, probably like original hustle host. So she is a great resource for all of us as well. Okay, so this is our mission. I'm sure most everyone on the call is very familiar with our mission, and that is why you're here. So we appreciate you being here. This is our largest fundraiser for Hope for HIE, and it supports all of the programming that we do. So it's a really important a signature event for us. So we really appreciate you being here and being interested in being one of our hosts. So this is kind of, go back. This is kind of our history of Hustle for Hope. We started in 2020 with 100% virtual, and we've moved all the way to 2025, where we had our largest participants and our most events. This was David's baby in 2020, so thank you, David. Um, and I did put down the 2025 location. So if you are on the call and you're new and one of these locations is up here, that doesn't mean that the hustle host is a repeat hustle host. There may be opportunities to co-host if you're in that area. But if not, we would don't be intimidated if that list is if you're not on that list or you're on that list. So the why behind Hustle, I talked a little bit. It's our largest fundraiser, but it also is a really awesome connection for families in these areas to get together, to meet. We have people that meet, they meet at the Hustle and then they continue to meet year round. We also, for our hospital ambassadors and our education, we have NICU nurses that end up doing, I've had NICU nurses already reach out to me and want to do a hustle because of who they've met in their NICU. Um, and it funds all these different types of things. It funds our clinical reaching, us being able to have a registry, our education, our health literacy, our social work, our child life services. So it really is, you know, why we do this is to support all of these programs that I'm sure most of you have seen and benefited from. Okay, so what we are going to provide to you as a hustle host is all of these things along with training, which I'm going to get into, which we started last year by doing training modules that you'll be able to go to on your own time. But this is just a very brief overview of what we provide for you. Any paperwork assistance, you may need insurance for the site that you decide, like if it's a park, they might want insurance or liability assistance. Sponsorship guidance. Sponsorships are not required, but we will walk you through how you might want to ask for a sponsorship. You may want a sponsorship for snacks or food or just for the event itself. Sometimes a grocery store may want to supply that, or a local hardware store wants their name on the flyers. So, a lot of people have their own personal businesses or connections, so we can help with that as well. We have an easy email template for that. Again, we have site-specific promotional flyers. So when you give us the location of your event, we will put all the details on that. And then we'll send it out in a way that you can send it out digitally, post on your Facebook, social media, website, and then we have a run sign up registration page that's specific to your site. And that's where all of the people that you want to attend your race will sign up, where they'll pay their registration, donate, and get details about your specific event. We have $300 that you will be reimbursed, and that can be used really for anything. Maybe there's a venue fee, maybe you didn't want to do a sponsorship, and so you wanted to provide granola bars or water, or anything like that. As long as you keep your receipts and provide those to us, we will reimburse you that $300. We'll also, all along the way, be giving you hints on how to, attract more people, get more runners, find sponsorships, and promotional ideas. And then we'll have an event banner, digital files for you to print, and HIE informational flyers as well. And 100% support from our team. You can reach out to us anytime. We're always here for you. You don't have to rely on any of the modules or anything. If you have a question about them, I'm always available, and so is everyone else on the team. So your responsibilities are you need to find the location and set your date and time. We ask that these events are on a Saturday or a Sunday so that the most possible people can attend. We also ask that you really think about accessibility, that there's, paved roads or trails, that it's really an event that people can do, strollers, wheelchairs, accessible to all. You'll also be asked to actually distribute those flyers and digital things that we provide to you for social media, maybe on apps like Nextdoor, your work, or community message boards. And then like promote sponsorships and securing volunteers. And then the day of the event setup, engaging your volunteers, working with last minute registrants. And then post event is the cleanup, the receipts, and sending the donations back to Hope for HIE. So the training modules that I talked about, it was new last year. We had positive feedback from the training modules, so we're going to do that again this year. I'm going to send those to you next week before you even agree to be a host so that you can see, is this something you want to do? What resources we're really providing for you? And if you have any questions before you actually kind of sign on the dotted line that you would like to be a host. So there's 7 modules. This is kind of the first one. It's just our FAQ session. Then there's event prep is the second module. Third is promotions. Fourth is sponsorships. Fifth is managing funds, six, event execution, and seven, post-event. They're each about 10 minutes long, but you know, they're not very long. You can go as fast as you want. It's not like one of those things at work where you can't click to go faster. So it's really on your own, completely on your own time to be able to do those. So I will have those to you next week, and then we would love if by January 15th you could tell us if you are going to be a host. If you want to do that beforehand and get started, that would be great because April will be here before we know it. When you go on your training, just FYI, when I send it to you, you're going to have to sign up for the Canvas modules. It's free. I'll give you a registration code for that when I send the materials. And then this is what it will look like. And you'll just click on the modules and open up. It's really easy. It's pretty intuitive once you're in. Just I kind of went through this, but module 2, weekend date, we talked about, April is when we prefer. That's if you have to, I've had a couple of people reach out and ask if they could do it in May. If it's a difference between you not hosting and hosting, like the very beginning of May would be okay, but we'd really love for all of our events to be in April. January 31st deadline for the venue. Co-host, if you want a co-host, we think that is an awesome idea. I will look through all of the hosts and see, is there someone in your area? Can I match you two up? I've already done that for a couple people to see if you could be co-hosts. It's also a good idea to maybe identify someone that maybe next year would want to host so that you could kind of mentor them through this. That would be great. Or maybe you have a co-host and next year they're the lead, and then the year after that you're the lead. So you can kind of tag team so we have some consistency. Um, Volunteers, again, that's module 2 and 6. Event promotion, you're going to get all of this information. Sponsorships, how to manage all the money. And that will also be done, like I said, on the run sign up sheet, but we have a lot of different ways that people can donate, even day of, like with Venmo and QR codes that you can have right there. So, as a Hustle host, by the way, you do get free sponsorship for you and for others. And that also comes with your shirt. And we will have new items and gear, meaning it'll all be rebranded for our for this year. Um, oh, I'm sorry, two others. Did I say four? Two others. And that $300 for approved purchases. Okay, so host confirmation January 15th, sooner the better. You're going to start your training model modules once you decide to be a host. They should be completed by February 1st, and then they'll always be available for you to rewatch because they have really important information in there for you. Um, those dates. These are the additional deadlines that you're going to want to keep in mind as you decide to host. Again, that January 31st is the venue, the completing the training by February 1st. You're going to want to have your permits and certificates by February 14th. The run sign up is February 15th. That's that site specific, you know, site specific site for you. March 15th is the end of early registration, and then the end of local registration depends on when your race is. It's just going to be a week before. And those deadlines are really to ensure that we are able to get all of your swag, your shirts, the medals, everything to you in time for your race. Okay, so that was very fast. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and ask you for all of your questions because I'm sure you have some. And hosts, Betsy, David, whatever I said incorrectly, please, this is the time to correct correct anything, please.
No, I think you covered most everything, and obviously repeat hustle hosts on here. Feel free to chime in too of things that you may want to elevate in this meeting to those that are considering hosting too. And it's always great to see everyone's faces.
So I do have a question. I had always been a lead in like Relay for Life events, which we held smaller events throughout the year with the main event being like going to be in April for the HIE Awareness Month.
Hmm.
Considering we're starting so late kind of into fundraising time here at the holidays with it being a 4 month turnaround to do the main event,
Hmm.
what are the rules and things for doing smaller events throughout the year to continue that? Either does it go on to next year's hustle host money fundraising, or can it be added to the fundraiser of this next one in April?
I mean, you can always continue to fundraise throughout the year for anything. I mean, we've always kind of started, this is the timeline of our hustles that it's always been. We actually used to start later. So,
Oh.
yeah, so the Relay for Life is just on it because, but any fundraising at any time we will support you with whatever you need. So, it may not be quote unquote included in like our hustle total, but we could find a way to honor or add it in a way that feels good to you.
So we used to do like a bark for life, like a dog walk. Everyone brings their dogs with
Hmm.
bandanas and things like that at a later time, but it was still like a fundraising thing for one thing. So that's
For the hustle.
yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, let me think about that and how we could maybe add it in or something like
Okay.
that. Yeah.
I
Tina.
I have two quick questions.
Sure.
One is there a minimum amount that we have to fundraise? And then the other one is more about like finding a venue and like the best way to go about that. Because right now I'm like, I have no idea where I would put this on. So I'm just curious.
There is no minimum for
Okay.
fundraising. I think if you need to start small because you're going to create a community and then that community will continue to grow. So,
Okay.
and I actually think you might even be surprised, right? So
Mhm.
it's definitely worth trying. And then as far as venue, I mean, I would even just try Googling like ADA accessible parks in your area, or I don't know if Betsy, if you have other ideas for different parks, but that would be maybe where I would start.
Yeah, and I mean, I would just want to frame this that some people now who have been doing this for a while, like Tina and Casey and Sarah, who aren't on the call right now, You know, you will see pictures that theirs look like really huge. Um, I will say that when we first started, and ours has continued to be what it is, you can make it as big or as not big as you want it to be. It does not have to be, it can just be like picking a park and a time and place and going from there and seeing how it goes. It's a tester. It doesn't have to be like overwhelming to plan.
Yeah.
Um, and I think, you know, why we want the dates secured. And yes, Bonnie, it's probably interesting to hear that like this is as late as it is compared to maybe other organizations. You know, I think because we just have a mix of people who have different ideas of what they want their event to be, which is fine. We want to have that flexibility to make it your own. And so I think we just really try to make it feasible for people to try it out and see it, especially your first year. Like, you know, the goal is to get people together, build awareness and go from there. So, you know, trying to find a park that has like a universal, you know, ADA playground is great because then it's great for families to be able to connect and talk and things like that as well.
Hmm. Okay. Do you reach out to like your metro park or something like that, like just to get permission, I'm assuming, before you just show up? But
Yeah, so some require permits, and that's where, you know, Mary has that in the slide deck as well.
yeah.
And it really just varies about what, you know, they'll tell you what the size and scope is.
Hmm.
You know, like we've been doing a repeat one at a park, and I have to like go to the city meeting, the commission meeting, and just like tell them about the event every year, and they always approve it, and it's fine.
Okay.
But that's, you know, it's just like a little thing. And then I have a certificate of insurance that I need to get for the city that I work with Mary through our insurance carrier to provide on behalf of the organization. So, and then Tina in the chat said that community centers often have discounted rates for nonprofits as well. So, and sometimes those have great amenities, bathrooms, and all sorts of things to consider.
Yeah.
No, I was going to let you know too, your local hospital usually has a walking track and they're always willing to participate and promote within for free for you.
Hmm.
And it even in rural areas. And then also high schools are always willing to give up a football track for you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that gives me a few ideas to start. Thanks.
Yeah, those are great.
Hi, this is my fourth year hosting, third year with my co-host Nikki. Um, I just wanted to add a couple of tips. First of all, I did my first year. I thought I could do it by myself. I did do it by myself, but it was like way overwhelming. I got in way over my head. So it's definitely very helpful to grab yourself a co-host, because it makes it go so much easier. Um, and then also, oh, second thing is don't get discouraged if you're calling around to like the state parks and stuff and you're hearing these fees because our 5K has always been at this one park because it's like it's beautiful. It has an actual 5K course. It's like it's just a great park, but I live in New England and it's in Rhode Island and in April right next to the water and it's really cold and windy. So like that really sucks because like this park is perfect. You know, there's even a bathroom, a shelter with everything. And that's like $100, right? And then we tried to switch to a different location last year. And because it's more inland, it's just, we were hoping that we could avoid all of the wind. And their fees were like 450 to start off with. And it was just like a crazy thing. So just, not every park is going to be the same. So definitely try to call around. This year we're going to try another one. Hopefully it's a little bit cheaper. And then lastly, for the last couple of years, the day that we picked just so happened to fall on like the autism walk. And that's really, really big around here. So I would just suggest making sure you're kind of like reaching out to like the bigger organizations to kind of see when they're gonna have theirs. I plan on reaching out to the autism um, group around here to see when they're gonna have theirs, just to make sure we don't happen to do it on the same day again. So, and that's all.
Thanks, Michelle. Those were awesome tips. Yeah, and probably those organizations too, or your community center or something has a dates of some of those events already picked if they're, year after year kind of standard.
Hi, I'm Suzanne here. This is my third year.
Hi,
doing
Suzanne.
one. I just want to say, like, if this is your first time, like, the location is for sure the biggest hurdle of just like, where am I going to put everybody? And he, like, in the parks here, it's hundreds of dollars to reserve a pavilion or whatever to use the spaces here. So that's a really great thing to ask for a sponsorship for. Like even like a parent might want to sponsor that. Like the first year we did it, my mom sponsored the shelter, so she paid for that. And then the second year I had a friend who's a realtor and she sponsored it, her company. So that's a even if it is uh expensive, or you're finding that it costs money to reserve a place, that's an easy thing for a business to write the check and cover that, and then you don't even have to worry about that. And the other thing I'll say too is like no matter where you have it, like the people are what make the event, and they're gonna be just like so grateful to have community and have this event and have a place to come and be seen and understood. And so that's the point of all this, like Betsy was saying, that's the point of all
7:30
this. So
pickup comes real soon.
it's easy to get wrapped up in all the details and stuff, but like that's the community is what makes it. And that's, yeah, it'll be okay. It'll be okay.
Yeah, well,
Everyone's gonna be
Suzanne,
so grateful that you are doing this.
yeah, Suzanne, and like I know there's a couple other people on the call that have done it. Like why do you keep coming back? Like, can you share? Because I think that is inspiring to other people that are just, it's daunting, right? You hear all this information, you see all these things, you see roadblocks, but there's a lot of people on this call where you've done it multiple times. Like, what's, it must be, what keeps you coming back?
Yeah, it's that experience. I'm sorry for crying. I don't know, I'm emotional this week. I'm like every Zoom call I've had this week, I'm crying. But it's just it's there's just something about seeing people in real life. Like you go on Facebook, you go in these groups and see, oh, this person has the same experience as me. But when you're face to face with other families, they bring their kids, they bring their strollers, they're bringing you see a kid with a G tube hanging off the stroller handle, and you're like, oh, I'm not alone. That's like, and then to have 100 people coming together. And the first year we did our race, it was on the um, Remembrance Day on the 20th, and we had multiple lost families there, and it was just, you know, when like, and I think Betsy has said this too, that it's something to do, like a lot of this life is like sitting around waiting, or like waiting to hear from somebody else tell you what to do, or waiting to hear, what's the right decision. And you just like so much is out of your control. And to like say I'm doing this thing, and you're walking 3 miles, that might not really be anything real to somebody else, but it's just there's just no substitute for like being in person with other people who have been through the same thing. And you're just starting like 10 steps ahead of any like small talk or whatever. You know that they've been through it, and yeah, there's no substitute for that. It's amazing.
Thank you, Suzanne. Thanks for sharing that. That was awesome. So I think that, yeah. But that says it all. But if anybody else wants to chime in, that was so well said.
Yeah, I'll kind of piggyback off of her. I mean, because like, yeah, what she was saying, where like there's this, we all, some of us, a lot of us struggle to even just get out there, and even with our families and stuff. And then so you know what it's like, to not be able to go to these things, and you just wish you could. But now experiencing them, like, all right, I need a bathroom, I need a place I can change my child. Like last year I was offering, nobody took me up on because it was cold and windy, but like I have my van now, and I brought like a fold out like a thick mat that people can do. And I was offering if anybody needed to change their kit, they can go and use that, because obviously the bathrooms don't have adult changing tables.
Mm.
Which that's a whole nother subject. But and then just games that I know that my kid can do. And then just thinking about everybody else's that I've seen, because I've been in the HIE community for my daughter will be 10 tomorrow. Um,
Ah,
and I found Hope for HIE when she was 3 months old. So we've been in here for a long time. And so it's just so and I'm a lurker in the threat in the groups. So thanks. um and so I just read a lot of everybody's stories, and so I'm like, all right, well, that's a struggle too, just seeing different perspectives and stuff. And then after that, yeah, it can be a lot of work. Like I said, my first year I was just so overwhelmed, but afterwards, just seeing like everybody having a great time. It even downpoured our first year, and everybody was still, and I was just such a mess. I even bought ponchos to pass out, and I just left everything in the van, and it just I was all over the place. But just to see everybody having a really good time and all the smiles, and even looking back at the pictures. Nikki has a friend who's a photographer, and he's run around and snap pictures of the whole thing. A lot of our pictures are on
oh,
this
cool.
that's my daughter on the first page too, the one where she's in the teal coat. Um
Oh, yes, I've seen
yeah,
that.
that's my daughter Brianna. Um and so it just warms you up, just to see everybody having a good time, being like, wow, I did that, you
Mm,
know. And so I don't know, that's why I keep coming back. So
cool. We're lucky to have you, Michelle. Thank you. Okay, does anybody have, oh, let me check the chat and make sure that there's no questions. Um, okay, well, if nobody has any other questions, that's the plan is for me to send you those additional modules next week that you can go through. Hopefully they are helpful. If anyone on the call, if you gave feedback last year and you don't see it reflected today or in the modules, please let me know. Because obviously there has been, a staff transition. I could have missed something. I'm very, very open to feedback, and I want this to be the best experience for all of you. I want it to be easy. I want you to feel fulfilled by it. So it truly, if there is anything, please reach out and let me know. We are all here to help you guys have great events in your towns. So if that's it, are we good? Okay. Well, thank you. Happy birthday to the little child tomorrow. What is her name?
Brianna,
Brianna. Okay. So happy birthday to Brianna tomorrow.
thank you.
And thank you all so much for joining. I know it's busy, so really appreciate it. And I will send this recording and the modules, and we'll be all set. Okay. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very
Bye.
much.
Thank you.